If you're consulting, you're running a business, and that business needs some form. Hi, this is Ted Demopoulos. The simplest form of business is a sole proprietorship. It's simple. You are your own business. When I started consulting, I just started as a sole proprietorship. I started as Demopoulos Associates. Checks would come in, paper checks those days, and I deposit them in my normal bank account. I didn't open a new bank account or anything. Now, after a while, maybe a year, the bank said, hey, you're Ted Demopoulos. The checks say Demopoulos Associates. You have to fill out some paperwork. So where I live in the state of New Hampshire in the United States, I had to fill out a DBA, a doing business as form, which is pretty common and simple. It was $50 for 5 years. Generally, as a sole proprietorship, you don't need to do much. There may be some minor paperwork to fill out. And again, it depends on the jurisdiction you're in. And a lot of people ignore it like I did and just start it. And that may or may not be fully legal depending on where you are. Now, the strength of a sole proprietorship is you are your own business. The weakness is you are your own business. So any problems the business has are also your problems. Any debts, any lawsuits, any liabilities. So some people will form a corporation. Now, forming a corporation is called incorporating. And a corporation is a separate legal entity. So any debts, any liabilities the corporation has are not yours. So let's say the corporation is sued, your assets are not at risk, just the corporation. There are other advantages to corporations, such as you can have multiple owners, you can issue stock. There may be tax advantages or tax disadvantages depending on where you are and what you're doing as well. Now, depending on where you are, there may be different types of corporations as well. In the US, a full corporation is called a C, the letter C corporation. There's also an S corporation, which is a smaller, simpler kind of corporation with less paperwork. But that depends on where you are. Now, there's also the concept of an LLC, a limited liability corporation. Now, despite the name corporation in LLC, it's not really a corporation. But an LLC gives you easy paperwork and protects your assets so that if somebody sues the LLC or the LLC incurs debts, they're not your debts. Your assets are not at risk. Now, an LLC is very much a United States thing. However, other countries have similar business structures. For example, Switzerland, Germany, Liechtenstein have a GmbH. There are also partnerships. Now, a partnership may or may not be a legal entity, but partnerships can be great. Different partners bring different skills, different contacts, and more to the partnership. The problem with partnership is partners often disagree on just about anything, even if the partners have known each other since they were in diapers. And yeah, I've been there. So with a partnership, you document what you're doing. Whether it's a legal entity or not, you want to document what you've agreed on and, very importantly, what you haven't agreed upon. And hopefully that's a contract, some sort of legal document, but it could just be an email. Just write it down somewhere. So, as a consultant, you're running a business, and that business needs a format. It doesn't have to be difficult, right? A sole proprietorship is simple, and you don't have to think about this too much because you can always change the form of the business later on. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please leave a comment, click on like, or click on the link below for more information on consulting. Thanks, and see you next time.